So we're still in Virginia City, and I'll tell you what, when I was watching videos coming up here, I kept reading about how friendly all the locals are up here. And that has completely been true, and so much so, I met this awesome gentleman named Spencer, and he's a local historian, and he's also a guy up here. But you know, I want him to introduce himself, and I'm gonna show you some stuff he's been telling us about. And without further ado, I want you guys to meet Spence.
My name is Spencer Davidson. I've been a carpenter. I've been in the construction world for the last 30 years. I was kind of sick of doing construction, and I decided to try my hand at acting and tourism. So I'm an actor in the Virginia City Outlaw Theater up here in Virginia City. I also am a tour guide, and now I'm giving these fine folks a tour about Virginia City in its heyday, a little murder, mystery, mayhem walking tour, as you would call it. Virginia City was a hustle and bustle kind of town. I mean, we had military companies, fire companies, brass bands, banks, theaters, hotels, hurdy-gurdy houses, political powwows, civic processions, street fights, murders, riots. We had a whiskey mill every 15 steps. We had a dozen station house, or no, sorry, we had a dozen breweries, half a dozen station houses in full operation. As exaggerated as the statement was, Virginia City at one time was a 24/7 metropolis. This town was so loud you can hear it from Dayton, Carson City, Mound House. Some folks even said that they can hear it in Washoe Valley. Lots of millionaires were made here in Virginia City. This place was actually once called the richest place on earth. First place to have indoor plumbing, electricity, and even some places had elevators. Pretty interesting town. Stay with us and you'll figure out the rest. Tom Peasley ran into Barnhart for a third and final time at a place called the Ormsby House in Carson City. Now, it's not the Ormsby House that you see today that's closed down, has been closed down for the last 20 years. The Ormsby House was a saloon that was just south of what you see today as the Ormsby House. They ran into each other the third and final time. Same thing again. Barnhart walks to the back of the saloon, sees Tom Peasley sitting there at the table with some friends. He's got a beer in front of him or a beverage in front of him. And he looks up at Barnhart and says, "Not you again. Like, really? You're still at it? You still on the fight? You're looking for a fight still?" Barnhart pulls his gun on Peasley. When he pulls his gun on Peasley, Peasley looks at him and says, "Are you going to murder me right here in front of everybody?" Barnhart does. He squeezes his trigger twice, pops two into Tom Peasley's chest. Tom Peasley sitting there, not knowing what just happened, kind of confused, like, this guy just shot me inside this saloon. What's going on right now? So as he starts to hightail it out of there, Peasley pulls his gun and starts firing back at Barnhart. As Barnhart runs out the door, he collapses right outside, and Peasley, not wanting to die, you know, kind of confused about what just happened, starts telling people, you know, where's Barnhart, what happened? And they say, well, you killed him. Barnhart collapsed outside the front of the saloon. Peasley, knowing he's going to die, asked the patrons and his friends to take his boots off. He didn't want to die a scoundrel. He didn't want to die like a man in the streets in a gunfight. He wanted to die comfortable. And if you died with your boots on back in the 1850s, it meant you were kind of a bad guy. You weren't really well known for being one of the nice guys. So they did. They took his boots off for him, and he succumbed to his bullet wounds in his chest, and he died right there in the Ormsby saloon.
They killed each other. It was a running
in Carson
feud.
City. It was a running
They both
feud.
fired Tom Peasley, and Tom Peasley actually tried to introduce when she first arrived here. He tried to. Gun has been declared defective.
Oh, is that what we're calling it?
No,
No, it was?
It's official.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because I got charged on the last incident, and the gun had to be turned over to a gunsmith, and the gun was certified as defective. And that should have been my defense, but the DA didn't accept it.
You get in trouble for shooting yourself in the leg?
Oh yeah, the charge-
You get pissed, huh?
His hammer got caught on somebody else's coat, and it just got pulled back just enough to go back. So see how my hammer got cocked back, but it doesn't release. It doesn't go back forward. I think it was just before the click. So,
well, my gun is defective. It shoots in a safe position.
Gotcha.
mine doesn't. You can click it back all you want. You can click it
Both
to there.
times it was.
Oh,
because
there
the
it would.
gun-
That would fire. But the cylinder's not lined up, so it wouldn't fire. No, it wouldn't.
Well, both times the gun was struck by an external object, and the gun fired in the holster. It's not supposed to do that, and so
Happened twice to him, which is pretty interesting.
both times the bullet.
This is,
both bullets went through my leg.
That looks cool.
This is an Army Colt.
Actually, there's something there. That's pretty cool.
Never done this.
Booyah! Booyah!
Where is it? I don't even
It's right there.
Zoom in.
I am. Oh, dude, that is so cool.